This is a Japanese flush trim saw, and this one is made by a company called Suizan. I like this one because it's very affordable and it works extremely well. It's made with good metals and they last a long time. One of the things I like about this one is on each side it has different teeth. So on one side you have teeth for hardwood, and on the other side you have teeth for softwood. And basically you have a coarse and a fine tooth depending on the side you choose. It's a nice little feature. This I use a bunch on flush trimming on dowels mostly, but I can also use this to finish a cut. Say if my cut didn't go all the way through and I still like just a little bit, I can finish up with this one so it doesn't tear the veneer, things like that on plywood. This is a really good one. It has a flexible blade, so it lets you really get flush on your board, so you can really flush off those dowel rods, which is where I use this the most. For under 30 bucks, it's a no-brainer. Next up, everybody probably should have one of these. If you don't already, most people probably do, but these are 1, 2, 3 setup blocks. They come in pairs for less than $30. They're some of the most useful setup tools for your shop. You can use these as squares because they are absolutely perfectly square on all sides. And you can use these to set up the distance on your table saw fence because they are absolutely perfectly as we're going to get 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. And because these come in pairs, you can use them in combination with each other. Matter of fact, this one comes with a connection kit, and there's several other setup options you can do with that. I have a whole video on how to set this up. These are like 25 uses for these things. I'll link in the description. But for setting up a table saw fence, you can use these to set up 1 inch, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 6 inches away from the blade, and it'd be perfectly 6 inches every time. And this is also useful for double checking the measurement is correct on your table saw alignment marker. So if you set it up at 2 inches, you put this 2 inches from the blade, then you look at the indicator, make sure it's exactly 2 inches because these are perfectly 2 inches or 3 or 1 or however you want to orient these. You can also use these to set up the blade height, bit height, things like that with these. They're extremely useful to have in the shop. They're also kind of weighty, so if you need a paperweight or just something to hold down one end of something, these work great for that as well. One thing I like to use the 1, 2, 3 setup blocks for is an offset at the table saw. For instance, if I'm making the 2 inch cuts over and over and over, what I can do is just use this setup block and set the table saw at 4 inches and then use the setup block as a 2 inch spacer, and then I'll be able to cut my 2 inch blocks because 4 minus 2 is 2. And I can just cut those over and over and over without having to worry about kickback. Because if you get those small parts jammed between the blade and the fence, if I was ripping them 2 inches, it could be a pretty bad day. And to go along with those, next on the list, these are brass setup bars. I love having this set of setup bars for a specific reason. Well, several reasons, but the reason I like these more than the other ones I've had, these have the measurements etched into them. At a glance, you can tell that it's a half, a 3/8, a quarter, all the way down to a 1/16. So you can really use these to dial things in. I like these because you can use these to set up your bit heights and your blade heights, and you can use them in conjunction with your 1, 2, 3 blocks. If you need 1.5 inches, because this is 1, 2, 3, there's no 1/2 inch measurements on there. You can literally set this down on the flat side and then use the 1/2 inch setup block here to set up your 1.5 inches. You can do that by feel right on top of that blade or that bit, and in any increment in there, you can add 1/4 inch to it, and then you have 1 1/4 inches, 2 1/4, however you need to set that up. This is a good combination for setting up your tools in your shop. The first upgrade I think you should make to your workbench that will make it so much safer and more convenient to use is some type of work holding. Now there's several options here that you can choose from. I went with the traditional T-track because it was easy to install in plywood, which is what my top is made out of. Just use a 3/4 inch bit and route a nice straight line 3/8 inch deep, and then you set that T-track in there. Or there's a lot of different T-tracks out there to choose from. And I'll link in the description to some of the best for the price, in my opinion. Stuff's easy to install. Literally, you just lay it down and put screws in it. I did put a little CA glue in mine just to give it a little extra holding power, but overall, I've been very pleased with the T-track in this top. Number one, because it's flat, it's beneath the surface or flush with the surface, so it doesn't bother anything if I'm actually working up here. It's not getting in the way. But when I need it, there's several options that I have available to me to clamp things down. Probably my most used clamp on the T-track is just standard T-track clamp. This is made by Rockler. It's a really good one. It just works. They work well. There's 2 different positions you can clamp in depending on the height and what you need. These I use all the time, and I recommend these if you go with T-track. You can also pick up some different style clamps. One's a push clamp, one's a toggle style clamp. Both of these are just kind of handy to have, but honestly, I use this more than anything. But the push clamps do come in handy if you're just wanting to clamp things down flat and not have anything obstructing. So if you're working on the top side or the face side of the board, these type clamps will get in the way. these standard T-track clamps. But you're going to need a couple of stops and the push clamp. These are very reasonably priced and you'll use them quite often. One thing when I built my workbench is I put multiple different sections of T-tracks so that I could clamp anywhere on top of this thing that I needed to. That way I'm not restricted to one corner or the other. If I should decide to have the project on one side and I need to work on the other, that gives me plenty of options here, and I like that method. It's worked out well for me. Some people I've seen only do one track on the end, one along the length. If that works for you, then go for it. Another very popular clamping option is called dog holes. You can do a lot with these things, and a lot of people prefer those to T-tracks. Literally, all you have to do is just drill some 3/4 inch holes or 20mm holes, depending on which dog hole accessories you're going to get. Most people go with 3/4, but if you get an MFT table or even some of the Bora style tops, they have 20mm holes. There is a 3/4 option. But there's a lot of options out there for accessories. For instance, this Tay Tools kit that works on the MFT table or the 20mm Bora top, these are fantastic value for what you're getting. You get 2 vertical clamps and 2 push style horizontal clamps with the dog stops on there. These are excellent, excellent little clamps. If you don't have any of these, I highly recommend you checking them out. You can get 2 different heights of clamps here depending on how much stock you're needing to clamp height-wise. I like the shorter versions myself. I don't see myself needing the 10-inch vertical clamps, but if you're using larger stock, you may need those. You can also, if you have a 3D printer, or you could probably buy these on Etsy too, 3D print your own stops, 90-degree corners, etc. for the MFT. I literally printed these in like an hour yesterday on my 3D printer back here. These are just super handy and they fit perfectly. So that's another option for you if you have an MFT style table or any of these dog hole style tables. There's a lot of accessories out there that you can print yourself. That will help you be more efficient on your worktop. Another very popular option, and you can also use this to build mini jigs, is dovetail grooves on the top side of your worktop. Now, I like the micro jig dovetail system because you get those dovetail clamps. I've built jigs with them, from table saw sled to jointing jigs, and I even put some of these grooves in my old workbench over here. It's my CNC setting on. I use that right on that end just to keep things clamped down because I didn't have the money to invest in either dog hole accessories or into T-tracks at that point. But I did want a way to clamp things vertically and horizontally, so I just routed those grooves and I could use my existing micro jig clamps to serve that purpose. And this is just an add-on, as you see here, that you can make to the end of your workbench. It's very simple to do.